M.J. Wolfe's Absolute Mastery, From Servant to Sovereign, marks the third installment in the Absolute Mastery saga, a dark progression fantasy that charts the rise of a reluctant hero from obscurity to power. The story follows Kael, once a servant bound by chains of duty and humiliation, now stepping into the mantle of sovereignty. His journey is not a simple ascent, it is a brutal climb through betrayal, bloodshed, and the relentless pursuit of mastery. At the end of Book 2, Kael shattered the bonds that kept him subjugated, but freedom comes with new burdens. In Book 3, he inherits not only power, but also enemies who refuse to let him rise unchallenged. Rival factions, hidden assassins, and ancient forces conspire to drag him back into servitude. Key developments: rise to sovereignty. Kael transitions from servant to ruler, but leadership proves more perilous than slavery. Political intrigue. Court factions and rival guilds test his authority, forcing him to balance diplomacy with brutality. Progression arc. Kael's powers evolve, unlocking new abilities that redefine his role in the world. Betrayal and loyalty. Allies prove unreliable, and enemies strike from within his circle. Ancient forces. Dark entities tied to Kael's past resurface, threatening both his reign and his sanity. Supporting arcs enrich the narrative. Romantic undertones adding emotional depth to Kael's otherwise ruthless journey. Themes of identity, as Kael struggles to reconcile his servant past with his sovereign present. Moral dilemmas, questioning whether absolute mastery requires absolute corruption. World building, expanding the lore of kingdoms, guilds, and mystical forces. Themes and conflicts. Servitude versus sovereignty. Kael must redefine himself beyond his past chains. Power versus morality. His rise forces him to choose between justice and dominance. Trust versus betrayal. Every alliance carries the risk of treachery. Destiny versus choice. Kael must decide whether his path is fate or self-determined. Character dynamics. Kael, the central figure, torn between compassion and ruthless ambition. Court rivals embody political intrigue and betrayal. Allies provide support but challenge Kael's decisions, testing his leadership. Ancient entities symbolize Kael's inner demons and external threats. Style and tone. Wolfe's prose is dark, intense, and progression-driven, appealing to fans of grim fantasy and LitRPG-style growth arcs. The tone balances brutal realism with mystical grandeur, creating a saga that feels both grounded and epic. Climax and resolution. The climax occurs when Kael confronts both betrayal within his court and the resurgence of ancient forces tied to his past. The resolution is bittersweet. Kael secures his sovereignty, but at a cost that foreshadows even greater trials in Book